Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about digital signal processing with respect to AI. Artificial intelligence already, is dependent on how frequency is modulated and demodulated and information is got, those kind of things. Okay. So today we're going to talk about signal. And the basic thing about signal is something moving. Okay, something moving in any kind of direction, anywhere, any direction, or any kind of plane or anything like that. Anything moving is called a wave. Okay, so that is the basic concept of what a wave is. Okay, that type of varying, completely, totally varying thing is called a analog signal. Analog signals are usually don't have any kind of, mostly don't have a specific frequency. That is the only difference between analog and digital. Okay, so that is the basic thing. Okay, they don't have a specific frequency, but they can have a band of frequencies. Okay, sometimes they have a band of frequencies, and they might vary with respect to time. They vary sometimes. They don't continuously vary sometimes. Okay, like say you have a wave, you tap the wave, and you have a perfect surface, then things go are a specific thing. So the are a specific pattern and things like that. Okay, usually the real signals are not like specific patterns. Why they are not specific patterns is because they have a overlay. They have overlays. Say overlay is like you have one frequency and then another frequency has gone over it. So similarly, so you there's another frequency coming in the middle, and then so those kind of signals when they travel, it's like a voice signal. Voice signal has got about for almost like 20 to 20,000 megahertz frequency. Okay, so I want to transmit voice. Okay, how can I transmit voice? Voice is about 20 to 20,000 hertz frequency. They have so many frequencies embedded within them. To send a voice signal, okay, say you want to say something like what I'm saying is like A, so that A signal has to be interpreted on the other side. The whole thing is so many frequencies are involved in that A representation. So it's quite difficult to find out on the other side whether it is A or B or C, so that we can interpret the language. Okay, so that is why we use what is called modulation, demodulation. So mostly analog signals, how they get transmitted is like they want to receive an analog signal, then they do what's called a fast Fourier transform. Okay, fast Fourier transform is a method of converting an analog signal into a digital signal. Okay, I already told you anything to do with wave is to do with time. Okay, time is a kind of something varying with time or something varying with distance. Okay, that is the kind of thing. So similarly, digital signals also, signals can vary with time, signals can vary with distance. Okay, so there can be different kinds of signals, but analog and digital is the major two things. Okay, analog signals, digital signals are usually kind of a repeated frequency or a single frequency they go. Okay, mostly they are almost like a single frequency. Okay, sometimes they can add two or three frequencies. Modulation is a kind of like adding two or three frequencies to get the digital the analog form. A signal which has got an analog kind of wave pattern is what they are called. They are actually sampled. What is called sampling? They have so if you want to set a continuous voice signal which is varying depending on time, you cannot specific frequencies are not there and things like that. So it is very difficult to interpret those kind of languages and other things. So for that, what they do is actually they time slice it. Time slice it, they just kind of like take the analog signal and every 2 seconds, okay, 2 seconds they sample what is the analog signal and send the analog signal to the other side. Okay, because without a sampling of that specific so they use a set of frequencies to sample that particular frequency for particular analog signal, and then transfer this analog signal on specific bandwidth, convert them into a specific bandwidth, and then send the signal to convert it to digital form and then send it to the other side so that they can get the analog back again on the other side. Okay, and for that, these analog signals have to be interpreted. Okay, say when I say A is interpreted on the other side as A. Okay, basically because of digital signal processing chips. Okay, first thing you have to understand signals. Out of signals, the basic thing is hardware. Okay, hardware is nowadays is quite complex. They kind of like you don't have to write almost a single line of code. That to that level, they have hardware. Okay, basically, if you want to do a deep learning, kind of deep learning machines or like machine learning machines. Nowadays, they use completely hardware, and what those hardware does is something like this: digital signal processing. Okay, that is what I wanted to tell you. When signals are processed, say you are listening to a fan and you're listening to the music. The music is in a different frequency, the fan is in a different frequency, all mingled together is a kind of thing. So if you want to identify a fan with voice signaling, then you can identify based on the different signaling things. So if you have a specific frequency, a fan has got certain kind of frequency, so it identifies the kind of things. Like even if with pattern recognition, you can just through eyes, is also you can see that it is a fan, and the voice and the sound is like that, and then after that you imagine what is the fan is, and then okay, so like that. So two or more input signals come in, analog signals come in. They interpret those analog signals into convert them, and kind of if they want to send it around, they can do a digital processing immediately. They come up with all the once they are converted to digital, because they have to convert it to digital because there's a specific reason. Okay, storage, memory storage, and manipulating some other things. Like if you are having clustered wires, they can just immediately manipulate. Okay, say you have a brain has got that I told you all the nerves and other things. They cluster the thing immediately. The analog signal is taken right in from the ears. Okay, that analog signal is captured within the ears, and it has capturing capacity up to that particular frequency. All those things which come in there are easily interpreted and then sent down. So signal catching. So to do that, they all those hardware within the system has got this kind of chips. Okay, DSP chips, LLP chips, and things like that. Okay, these do fast transformation. That is fast Fourier transformation, and immediately you get a response. Okay, so when a robot starts up, first it looks at the environment, so all the signals go into the environment, from the environment it goes into the thing, and it's already making an interpretation of what kind of thing it is out there. Okay, say you have a robot which has the eyes, and through the eyes it sends all the environment and says, oh, this is a fan, this is a radio, this is this thing. So immediately it starts recognizing all the things before he can even talk to the robot. Okay, so that is the way it is. Okay, usually when a human is sent to a new place, first thing the human does is it sees all the things, it correlates all the things. Oh, this might be this might be that, and he listens to all the voice of what kind of environment it is, and immediately makes an interpretation. And with the previous logic, it is able to interpret what kind of environment, and once you ask a question, it's able to immediately respond to it. Okay, even humans, some of the voices they hear, like language also has to be learned by the human. Like you cannot just go do English or some other kind of language like Latin, South American language or something like that. So or Chinese or Japanese or something. Those things you cannot understand. Why you don't understand it? Because it's got different kinds of voice modulation and different kinds of things. But robots also can do that because they have the same kind of digital processing kind of unit which is there already. Why they do it on hardware? Because network hard, it's just speeding up the process. Okay, that's all. So the complete chip, you can have a robo chip like that straight away. Okay, you don't have to have anything else. The robo can have just a single chip which does all the signal processing, the CPU, the 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 machine learning, the machine learning and the other deep learning, everything can be put in a single chip, including a signal processing unit also can be put in a single chip, a robo chip kind of thing. So a single robo chip can do all the things and size of kind of like about a centimeter or 2 centimeters or 1.5 centimeters, and can be sealed completely and put in a, all others are all external factors, that's all, like signals and kind of thing. And sometimes some of the robots they have these kind of chips embedded throughout the system. They are on the top of the head, they are on the side of the head, like how you plug in some of the things. So these DSP signals is throughout the body, kind of like it might be just about every 10 centimeters or 20 centimeters of the robot, you have this chip embedded so that it can sense all the things, the signals. So the signals are actually sensed direct from the surface. So you can give any kind of surface, okay? Any kind of surface, or it can be without it. The surface things are the ones which sense the signal, okay? So that is where sampling happens. Sampling is one thing which you have to know. Okay, chips directly cannot sample anything. If you CPU kind of thing can directly not sample anything. So sampling is directly done by if you have a small fit about 10 to 10 centimeter, that hardware is there to do all the processing. The not actually the processing. It is immediately able to or do a deep learning. There won't be any kind of software or anything like that. The deep learning and the machine learning is done straight away by the chip, but the signal information they have some kind of surface to it. It's like an antenna receiver, and then that signal is processing is a different thing. So it's a kind of the antenna surface. So usually the robots have a surface, or in the eye kind of structure, or in hand kind of structure and other things. So they're able to sense all the things. So immediately the signal goes in. So the whole thing is done extremely uh, fast by the hardware. The companies, I don't know which companies produce all the kind of like these kind of robo chips. Some of them I don't know. So there's a company called US Robotics or things like that. So they might be the thing which you can just buy off the shelf. You can buy a chip and you can just build your own robot. Okay, except that you can give a mechanical connection to some other stuff, and then depending on the amount of complexity, you can just use it. So there are mostly you buy some other DSP signal chips, DSP, everything is included. DSP signal chip, which is the surface kind of thing. I told you, or like the skin or something like, where signals are all processed. That is one chip. That chip plus the surface will be there, and for another chip will be for just the uh, you know uh, the the deep learning and machine learning algorithms running. That chip is completely hardware kind of thing. So there's just two hardware. One is for the surface, that's just for the I/O kind of thing, and the other one is straight away kind of like storing all the deep learning and machine learning algorithms. Machine learning and deep learning algorithms structures of those processes are different. Okay, machine learning and deep learning structures of the processor. It is not actually a processor. It is actually a set of wires and kind of like clusters, logical clusters, you know, hardware logical clusters straight away. Like your brain has some kind of logical clusters immediately changing. The hardware itself is a kind of like, zeros and one. Like just like how we have a memory unit. Memory unit, the things keeps changing every 5 seconds, and that kind of thing. Sometimes it's stable, sometimes like that it will be changing. Okay, it is actually a very fluid kind of thing, which a fluid kind of wave kind of algorithms which just stay there. Okay, so that is why AI research chips usually for there are two things which are here. One is for sensors, and other for input sensors like your nerve senses the skin, and it's a kind of like flat surface kind of thing. And immediately they do all the signal processing, everything out there, DSP signal processing and other things right at the surface, and the final output of those things is given to the deep learning algorithms and other kinds of algorithms to work and interpret and process. So all you need is two chips. One is digital signal process. All the signals can be processed. That is one main unit. The other one unit straight away goes into kind of the brain or the deep learning parts of it, or the machine learning part of it. So basically, they consist of two kinds of algorithmic chips. Okay, so those are the things which are used. So today we'll see some of the things. What is digital signal processing? Okay, let's open it up. This is the kind of app which you want to see.
Byju's app understands your child and helps them learn better.
Byju's. Byju's. So today he has what is called signal definitions. It says okay, basic signal definitions. Basic CT. What is CT? Continuous signal processing. Okay, digital signal processing. So continuous thing. Okay, there are two kinds of signals. I already digital delta function. So this is how the integral they do. Okay, they do all the integral also within a specific limit, and this is completely varying. Okay, this is the unit step of digital signal. So this is kind of a parabol. So they use a digital signal to sample an analog signal and send the sampling to the other side and reconstruct the whole analog signal back again. This is what called modulation, demodulation. Okay, that's what they do here. Okay, this is a sample wave which is used to construct. So you can use it the sine wave or a rectangular function wave and other things. These are the things which are used. Okay, I told you for voice and other things, it's totally different kinds of things which you are using. The same thing can be done on the other side. Okay, let's go back. Okay, that is called the signal definition. Okay, he says signal definition. What is signal? Anything that carries information can be called as a signal. Okay, so some people signal means it's a kind of information, kind carries a signal. It's called an information. So this is a kind of curve which takes out some kind of signal is passed on to the other side. This is some kind of information in that particular signal. Some kind of information like voice, when you say A is the information which is conveyed to the other side, but the voice signals is a continuous waveform. That waveform is like this. Okay, that is why he says information on the other side. Okay, so discrete type signals. This is called discrete. Discrete means they don't every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, that kind of like time based kind of thing. That is called discrete. Continuous, like discrete is like you just sample some of the things and then give that particular what is the signal waveform at that particular point in time. That is called sampling. That is called signaling. Okay. Now basic DT signal. Okay. Classification of CT signals. Continuous. Continuous signals can be classified into even and odd signals. Those kind of things. Okay. Some kind of even and odd kind of signals, overlaying, mapping, and other things. Okay. This is just something to do with time and distance and other things. Okay. How they most thing they use high levels of integration. That integration is done already by the chip. Okay, I told you the signal chip is like chip is connected to a surface kind of thing. Okay, like how your skin is there, and that from the skin there are some property of skin or screen or anything like that. There's plenty of information coming in through the screen, and from the skin it is going into your digital processing unit, the DSP chip, and immediately it's kind of surface sensing. Okay, so DSP is a kind of surface sensing kind of unit. Okay, modulation, demodulation kind of thing. Okay, operation on signal research. Okay, operation on signal reversal. Okay, these are all we don't know, the static systems, dynamic systems. Static is like basically there is a, signals don't some of the information they don't get changed and vary with time, but it is just there in static system. Okay, these are called a statical and dynamic system. Static system is something like you don't have to send to transmit somewhere. So I say you want to say A here, the A gets transmitted to a distance. Okay, and the distance you have time delays and other things. Okay, The A won't be listened as A if you are moving. Why? Because there is a frequency difference between your voice and your movement. So if you go at a really fast speed and say A, the listener will listen like A or something like that. Okay, that kind of thing. Okay, these are all different kinds of interpretations. What the human brain does, the same kind of interpretation will be done by the robots and other things, how the delay happens and those kind of things. Anti traditional digital signal processing. So this high you have to know to some level of how to do it, how to develop signal processing chips. Okay, how the whole thing goes as signal processing chip, and what all it does, what all different kinds of waves. So the complete voice spectrum is there. So that complete for 20 to 20,000 megahertz, whatever you listen, that goes through a specific receiver kind of thing, that is converted into a fast Fourier transfer. Immediately that kind of signal or language is immediately put in by another chip that I told you, DFT chip, then the language chip immediately converts the thing into what kind of things you are speaking, and that language chip immediately converts those things into kind of the a kind of chip, the information kind of chip. Immediately it goes to, part of it goes to the deep learning, part of it goes to machine learning. Immediately from the deep learning response comes in, so machine learning immediately gives out with a response. It waits for the complete signal. Say I am asking a question to a robot, who is here? Okay, the robot first takes out all these things, it goes and hits the skin like thing which on the robot, and it's able to listen to that particular frequency. Immediately DSP chips converts all this analog signal into digital signal, because it's all hardware, it's extremely fast. It's much faster than the speed of almost like speed of light. They do all these things. That is why you don't see any delay. Okay, when you're doing ordinary voice, you don't see much of a delay. So it's able to learn very fast and respond. That's why robots are able to. It's physically possible. Okay, just like humans. Okay, humans are they are able to convey and convey ideas, send some kind of information and other things through some kind of thing. That is the same way a robot. Robots also can respond very fast. Sometimes robot can a bit faster than humans. Why? Because some of the signals, it's going beyond that voice spectrum, and it can recognize some of the signals if you want to set up. Like actually what the dish antenna and other things does. That's a kind of. So some of the signals can be like that. Okay, so some of the robots use those kind of signals to send information and receive information. Okay, so if you have a robot to robot information, they won't be actually talking, but you cannot listen to the voice. They are going to send the signal in a different frequency bandwidth. So you won't be listening to anything, but still they are able, like wireless connection. The same kind of things. Two robots will be talking, but you won't actually know it is talking. Okay, they'll be talking. Finally, they come out with answers and things like that. So it will be talking something like that, like a spy or something like that. They will be talking, and actually there won't be any kind of voice movement or anything like that. Some of the things are talking like that. Robots have learned things very fast, certain way. Okay, some of them learn really fast because they can transmit signals in other frequencies other than kind of what you do in voice and data and things. Like some of the animals, if you see like a dragonfly or something, they are totally kind of they totally differ, speak in different kinds of frequencies and get to know some of the things, and they're able to do some kind of intelligent work. They some kind of intelligence in them also. So animal intelligence and things like that. So those kind of things are always there. So these kind of things are there this is just for how you do Z transformation, how you do how do you do a solid example, system properties. This is for people who want to understand completely how to do a digital signal processing, what are the frequencies we use, how to modulate, demodulate, what are linear system, non-linear system, anti-cathode system. This is the complete structure of the whole thing. Okay. Now, dynamic systems, static systems, what is the difference between those things? This is completely digital signal processing. If you want to go through the complete thing, you can do. This is the basic thing which we want in the fast Fourier transfer. Okay, this is the first thing we want to use. Okay, this is a tutorial for digital processing. Okay, this is for a frequency domain sampling. This is called fast Fourier transfer. This is the basic thing you have to know. Okay, that is fast Fourier. Immediately transformation happens. That's called for Z transformation and other things are all different. Fourier transform introduction, time frequency transformation. There are two, three time frequency, distance frequency, and so many other kinds of things. Sampling frequency, those kind of things. So Fourier transform is basically for time dependent kind of thing, time kind of slicing. Time slicing, they call it time slicing or wave slicing and those kind of things. So those kind of like wave slicing and other things. I just wanted to already we know most of the things about waves, how they are sampled and other things, all those things. Okay, those kind of things which are used for just for the machine learning, immediate fast response machine learning of the skin is done through these kind of signal processing. And some of them they don't actually go on voice level, but they go on some other level also. So that is why we want those kind of things to come in. Okay. So let's go back. Digital signal processing we did. Okay, this is the kind of thing. Okay, some of the things we want to see is digital. Some of the other kinds of things we want to see is with respect to AI. There are so many other things. Some of them can do digital DSP calculator itself. Okay, using digital signal processing, they can do a simple calculation. Say you have a speaker like thing and you talk into the speaker. What is 2 plus 1? Okay, you just don't have to say 2 plus 1 or something like that. You have to just say 1, 5, 7, 8. So immediately comes up with the answer, the adding of all the things, add, and then you say add, immediately the calculator comes up and says it is 8 plus 8, 2, you say 8, 2, add, then immediately it adds the 8 and 2 and tells you, the calculator tells you immediately 10. Okay, so that is a kind of DSP calculator and things like that. Digital signal processing itself can be done as a calculator. You can have a calculator where you just say the addition or subtraction or something like that, then immediately gives out the answer on the screen. That is the first kind of primary version kind of things which you can voice processing and other things, data number processing. Okay, number processing digital signals are like that. Okay, I just wanted to show you some of the things, but for now how the circuits are there inside within the digital signals and how they process. Basically, DSP was extremely some kind of logical connecting kind of network kind of thing. Okay, it is all and they have specific purpose. That is, they have embedded fast Fourier transform everything inside, and the machine learning chip will be the next chip, which is using all the algorithms to manipulate the skin level kind of signals. Okay. And then after manipulating, they send it to the deep level, and then from the deep level, the control structures are used. So deep learning will be a separate chip. Those kind of control structures will go into the skin kind of chip, which is a DSP and other kinds of chips. And then special processing, which is the machine learning process, will be done by another chip. And deep learning will be done by another kind of chip. Okay, this is some kind of architecture of that. Okay, for now, today it is all over. We just wanted to tell you how signal processing is done by a robot. So basically, four chips. One is for surface I/O and processing that, and second one is for intelligence, that is machine learning intelligence, and the third one is for deep learning I/O. And the fourth one is the deep learning intelligence. Okay, that is for the deep learning algorithm system. Okay, so they will be structured in four kinds of things, and usually you can club all these things. So you cannot club everything together. Most probably the surface things you cannot club. Some robots you can club all. You can put all the things together. Okay, you don't have to have a special thing like an eye or something like that. So if you take a dragonfly, they have 1,000 eyes. Okay, all these eyes are processing straight away from the thing. Okay, your skin is there. It has got about 10,000 cells. When you touch them, they immediately sense. So some of the robots, they don't need all the things. They can have million eyes, and all these things are put in some kind of sheet kind of structure and covered completely. Then so that the mechanical and the voice processing, everything is done very fast, and the signal processing is done fast, and you can have an immediate. Some of them have some kind of a natural language intelligence and things like that. Okay, these are the kinds of things which we want to tell you today. This much is enough for completing what is the AI, what is deep learning method, what is peripheral or mechanical machine learning or peripheral learning kind of architecture, and how it goes to the DSP chips, how they are stored with separate structures. Structures like language, what are the different kinds of structures used or languages used? They mostly store in the form of classes. Okay, class, I told you already, class is a group of things. Okay, that's a simple definition. Yes, class is a group of things, of similar things. Okay, that is what they say. Class is a group of similar things or related to one another. First thing, they have to have some kind of relation or group of things. You can say class is a group of things. And so class is a kind of set of things which are, some kind of relation kind of model. Okay, so that is how they classify things. Okay, classify things. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, how software is done, how the software gets embedded, converted into machine hardware. Okay, right now people use always the software kind of simulation, emulation, all these things, and then finally they prepare the chip and then put it in the robot. Okay, all these things are already kind of simulated, emulated, tested, everything. Okay, and finally they put it in a robot and then allow it to function and then find out simulation, emulation, and other things. So last time we talked about the simulation, emulation environment kind of thing, which is already in there. So that will be done. They can link it to the internet also. Some of these robots can be interlinked to the internet, and how they interact with the internet. They learn the things from the internet also, but through visual processing and other things, through visual processing and neural net and other things, fuzzy logic and other things. Neural net, neural net is something to do with deep learning, and fuzzy logic is something to do with machine learning. Machine learning is surface learning or those kind of things. Okay, that is handling basic input output kind of algorithms, and the learning algorithms for those input output and things like movement, hand movement, eye movement, space movement, and if you given a challenge to move a particular ball from one place to another place, then the machine learning algorithms have learned already the movements. With that movements, it's able to interpret, and when you hit a ball, it is able to just overcome how to move, get rid of the ball, and how to move the ball from one place to another. This is also balancing algorithm. Some other balancing algorithms for movement. Some of them have balancing algorithms. If you want a robot to move, it has got some kind of balancing algorithms, and they have some kind of how to move the things, how to when they fall, how to wake up, how to stand up, how to talk, how to behave and things like that. And if something is coming far, how much they can move fast, how they can make an immediate response. Mostly things are slow, but once you have some of the robots are actually a little bit slow because of the hardware is not there. The chip is so much complex, and once you put a proper chip and other things, it will be extremely fun. And if it is connected to the network, some of the network responses are extremely fast. So that is why some of them are able to answer immediately before. Some of them do interpretation before you talk. Why? Because they know the environment, what kind of things you are going to talk. Say, I am talking on artificial intelligence. So immediately they go refer to all the things on the network and have prepared kind of answers for those, or some kind of understanding, previous understanding they have, and before you ask any questions, they come out with it. Say, when I ask a robot when it comes, how did you walk here? So it just remembers all things, how it walked to that place and what is that place. It's all learned immediately, and that is why it's able to respond immediately. Okay, because some of them are slow because the processing power is not that much and storage and those kind of things. Okay, for now, how a robo works and other things we have told you. Okay, later sometimes we might will go into how a specific algorithm works. What is the basic algorithm kind of thing works? It's like I told you, like it's all kinds of gate clusters. Okay, gate clusters are immediately formed and the answer is stored and immediately destroyed. Okay, some of them are immediately destroyed. The answers are immediately kept based on the say gates that you give, the gates that you give. If it is going to rain, if it is cloudy, if it is those kind of things, and if it is, these are all transformed into what is called a normal form and things like that. So some kind of normal forms is all completely converted, immediately it is given to the deep learning machine, and from that it derivative says yes or no, and immediately it says, finds the correct answer to the yes or no or rain or something like that, and then it says yes, it might rain because of this and this and this and this and this. It just responds with all the kind of information it has to give, and it just why it should rain is because of all the things, and the robo immediately responds with all the things. And then because of all these conditions, it might rain today and things like that. So it responds with those kind of things. Okay, like that, it is kind of like I told you the logical kind of grouping, logical signal grouping is there one kind of thing, that is machine learning. Logical signal kind of deep learning is from the logical sequence another set of logical sequences are generated, and that is the kind of deep learning algorithms which is. Those are called the algorithms of the deep learning, and that they use it for just coming out with the conclusion, and how the storage of those that pattern or something like that is used, is some kind of pattern kind of things is used in the brain, and patterns are immediately represented, and it's a kind of linkage that happens, and then they immediately come out with the answer. Before that, the storage happens. Some of the things are storage kind of things is already there. The pattern storage is already there. The pattern storage, they already received all the signals, and they store it, and pattern and immediately they respond immediately. That's all for today. Later we will see. Okay, what are the languages, how they are written on a computer and things like that. Those are all normal things which you can go look up someplace. Bye now.